All right, let's get into what I did today. Day still going. Obviously, it's like noon, so I may take another trade, but less likely. So here's what I did right out the gate. What I talk about, the things I was most excited about was Spotify and Tesla, right? So Spotify, and let me put up 3 screens for you. This way we can see the daily, because all of these are going to be focused on the daily triggers, right? So Spotify. I trade the 5 at open. I have spoken about that time and time again. So maybe I'll make a video specifically like what am I looking at when the market opens. So I know that I want this to trigger the daily, this 3-2, right? I talked about it in my what am I watching video, right? So if this is my daily trigger here, and I see on the 5 that we open here and we go down, right? So what does that look like? Because this is what's happening, and I'm showing you the 3. I can even show you the 1, right? All of this is happening so quickly that if you're not watching properly, you're gonna miss it, right? So even like in 1 minute, it has opened here, gone down, gone all the way back up, right? That's the only reason why I pulled that up. So what am I trading? I'm trading my daily trigger. What happens? It opens here, it goes down, it goes red, and then when it flips the day continuity green, that's when, I would argue you should enter. I played it a little safe. I entered here on the daily trigger, right? I've already come down. I've flipped the day green. I'm triggering the day, and now it's just shooting out the gate, right? So I'm in Spotify, and I mentioned, right, like we were at all-time highs. So I just traded Spotify to ADR. It was a strong trade. It was a quick trade. It took like 5 minutes to get there. Lots of volatility in and out. So I'm no longer, well, that's not true. I have a very small position of runners in Spotify, right? Spotify's not on my list. Someone else pointed it out to me. I have a small position. So, and Spotify can just like keep going in terms of like where, not sure, because of the fact that it's at all-time highs. I reckon you could start drawing broadening formations. And I mean, like you could go back and draw them, something like this. So we could be going up to here. But yeah, so small runners in Spotify. We shall see what happens. What was I looking at from jump, right? This 3-2 continuation on the day. And then the week was this hammer week up, right? Dig it. Hopefully we can continue on into tomorrow. Also, what I liked was Tesla. And I spoke to Jihi about this in the chat. What did we want on Tesla? Put the day here. We wanted the same thing, right? 3-2 to trigger the inside week. What did Tesla do? Not that. So I'm not trading Tesla. I don't care. I'm not looking, right? Indices straight out the gate. And actually what I missed was that these are kickers. Apparently. I didn't think that this was a kicker, but I guess this is. So Alex was saying that these were kickers right out the gate, like across the indices. He said it in the chat. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask questions about that. I don't know what I missed there, but obviously showed strength. So at the end of my video, I think I mentioned NVIDIA, AMD, Spotify, Tesla, right? So at the end of my morning, like my pre-market video. So AMD, what happened on AMD? It triggered this 2-2. I think everyone knows what happened on AMD, right? So, and we're talking about entries. I would love to tell you that I took this daily entry. Totally didn't. I had to chase AMD, but I don't know if chase is the right language. I didn't take an actionable signal, but I knew where AMD was going, and I think I've already deleted the gap that I had drawn. Yeah, so because we already filled it. So in my video, remember I said AMD has all these gaps up and it could re-trigger the year and the month. If you don't remember that, like please like take a minute to go back and watch that the pre-market video. I talked about AMD like at the start, so it's not too much time. But yeah, so when we were about here, I think it was the second 5 of the day, because I was like, I don't know about AMD, but if it goes, it's going to flip the month and flip the year, right? Those were my words. pardon me. So I entered here when we went back above ADR. Okay. Obviously, I would love to have had like the perfect entry when we flipped the day green, or like when we re-triggered the day, like all that shit didn't happen, right? So, and AMD was moving. Look, you can see this. Not a single 5 against you until, what is this? 10:55, right? Hectic. So, this was my AMD entry. Why did I enter here? Yes, correct. Not an actionable signal. I had missed the actionable signal, right? This daily trigger for me is an actionable signal. I'm sure there were signals on like the 5 and, or not the 5, the 3, probably the 1 minute, something like that. Not my favorite timelines to trade. So, or time frames to trade. So regardless, this was my entry into AMD because it has blown through ADR, right? And I know that this is my target, right? These gaps. And if I zoom out even more, I'm sure there's more. Yeah, see like gap. So because of that, I got into AMD. So knowing where you're going, right? Remember the video I made on like the things I need to know before I get into a trade? Where I'm going is a big part of that. So knowing that is the reason why I got into AMD here. So I got in at 120 as opposed to 118.61. So I got in $2, around $2 later than, you know, the most ideal perfect entry, but I'm not always going to get those ideal perfect entries. And I'm saying my ideal entry is daily continuity change, not the daily trigger. Regardless, AMD's flying, doing well. I took profit at my target, my first target, that like, not my first target, but the dotted line, the first time it hit it. And like, so I missed this drawback and everything. Now I'm just waiting on a really ideal entry. Okay, took that. And then NVIDIA. I took scalps on Hood and SMCI. They were just scalps. Like, it's not exciting to discuss or talk about. If you want me to do that, just leave a comment and maybe I'll go back. So NVIDIA took a minute to get going, right? All of this. So I waited for, and actually it was really cool. It had a domino on quite a few time frames. So NVIDIA took a second, and then we had this. So if I draw this, right? Come on. This is my ideal entry on NVIDIA. This is not the entry I took. This is ideal. Okay. This 5 minute. It just wasn't enough confirmation because we had done all of this, right? Like I just wasn't sure that NVIDIA was going to go. So I had to wait for a higher time frame to confirm for me. Oh my word. This was my actual entry. This 3-2 continuation. Why do I say domino? Because if you look on the 10, you look on the 15, and you look on the 30. Let me label this as an entry. Here. 3-2 on the 10, triggers the 3-2 on the 15, triggers the failed 2 down 30-minute hammer. For me, this was like a blind trade. I put quite a bit of money into it. We all know how I feel about NVIDIA. I bought triple-digit contracts on NVIDIA. Where is NVIDIA going? Good question. The top of this Broadening formation, 147.49. So if I zoom out on NVIDIA, I have that 147.49, and then I have this target on the week. Then I have all-time highs, right? I've been talking about all-time highs for a minute from NVIDIA. That's where I want to go. So that's why I'm in this trade. I sold a tiny bit for like 90% here. Like the second this 15er like went against me. And that was just to lock in profit because this was also a flip. So I knew that we had to put in a wick, but I just wanted to lock in profit. So now I can just swing with absolutely no risk. And I'm just moving this up so I know what's going on with NVIDIA. But that's what I traded, what I have traded. Again, in and out of Hood and SMCI, but nothing huge. And so, yeah, that was my focus. I am still looking at Tesla. Just not that attached to it, quite frankly. If this goes, so let me put it like this. If Tesla does this, let's see, 15:30 hour. So if Tesla re-triggers the 30, 1 hour, and then the 12 hour, do it that way. I just don't really want to trade this. It would have to be like super, super aggressive. This is all consolidation though. So really I would need an hour. So I actually want this to be double inside hour. If we trigger a double inside hour and up, then maybe I'll trade it. So what I'm looking for, double inside hour up, right? That's going to flip the daily continuity. I'll draw the daily open for you. Right, it's going to flip the daily continuity green, which is going to flip the week green, right? And possibly trigger the day. See this? If we can get this going, then okay, I'll get into Tesla, right? And then we're going back up here, right? So I see the monthly open is up here. Let's go, type of thing. I do see that the 30 has triggered, but we have 12 minutes left in the hour. No reason for me to rush this. I'm not that attached to it. And NVIDIA is doing well for me. AMD is also doing all right for me. It's going to have this inside hour and then probably trigger to just keep going. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I did mention Amazon earlier. I just didn't take it. Completely missed this. But honestly, this is also a great trade. This daily trigger on Amazon. But can't have them all.